All right. We would like to welcome you back here on Zachary's Journey. I hope this video finds you all well. My name is Anthony, and I've had the privilege to join Zachary on his journey, quote unquote. So here we just talk about all things life, and we enjoy having conversation and joking around a bit. So I hope you find this to be useful, helpful, insightful. But let me also remind you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you can. Um, it helps us, and it also lets us know that you like what you're seeing. With that said, Zachary, star of the show, how are you, man?
Hmm. I'm doing good.
That's great, man. How's your week been? How was your week last week? We kind of took a little bit of a break last week, so gotta kind of fill everyone in. How are you doing? How's everything been? Anything new? Anything exciting going on?
I have a few friends graduating this week,
Oh, a
so
few friends graduating. Okay, are they
I,
graduating from high school or college? What were they graduating from?
I have one graduating from high school and one graduating from college.
That's exciting stuff, man. That's exciting stuff, man. I graduated high school back in 2003, which feels like ages ago. So, yes, that actually makes me feel old. Every time I think of graduating, it makes me feel old. But, I obviously I took courses and everything like that later on in my life and everything like that. So, but like from high school and all that stuff, it was a very long time ago. But I don't know, man. Tell me what that was like for you. Like, I know you obviously graduated. You were a class president at one point. You've been nominated as a motivational speaker, and then all that. So, like, let me know how graduating was for you. What was that like? How'd you go about handling that? Because I know sometimes people could tend to get nervous, especially on a big day like that.
So hmm, I wasn't nervous. I was just pretend like it's me and my friends and family celebrating a big milestone moment.
Okay.
But I did do something at my high school graduation that nobody was expecting me to do.
And what's that?
We had this track track and field in high school graduation. We graduated on the field. So they told the graduates to walk in the field, and me, I I was supposed to stop at a certain point, but me, I kept on going. I took a lap to the whole field.
Nice. Nice. What made you decide to do that?
I just felt like it was my moment to shine, and but I felt so good in that moment, like it was my moment,
Right.
and I just enjoyed myself in that moment.
Nice. Nice, man. So tell us a little bit about like what life was like after you graduated. Because a lot of times when people graduate, obviously they're preparing themselves to either further their education, go on to a new school, or just go into work and everything like that.
So I wanted to have my own company and inspire people.
Right.
And I had this Zachary's Journey company for a while. I
Right.
wouldn't call it a company, but I really wanted to focus on Zachary's journey more and focus on my books and my and now this podcast because it's something that I enjoy and I enjoy educating people about my journey and I wanted to be able to help other people find what they're passionate about.
Right.
And that that was a big goal in my that I wanted to achieve. So I joined a a program called Mentorship and Touring, and that's how we all came to be.
Right. Right. That's awesome, man. So now, like, let me ask you this. I know I asked you whether or not you were nervous, graduating. Now, when you decided to take on these new endeavors and everything like that, what was that like for you? Was there ever, I guess, areas of doubt in your mind where you were like, man, what if I fail, or what if I this doesn't work out? Like, did you have those thoughts at all, or were you like fully confident going in and had no worries in the world?
Just go for it. Just go for it.
You were confident.
Yeah.
Okay, so like, what would you say to someone who doesn't feel confident? Because not everyone is going to feel the same way, right? So sometimes uh, how you experience one thing might differ from how someone else experiences something. So like, for
If
especially
you
for your friends, right? You have a bunch of friends who are about to graduate and everything like that, and they're about to take on a new thing in their life, right? What would you say to that person who feels a little nervous?
if you never try, you never know. So try your best. All you can do is try your best.
Right. Right. So, let me ask you this: Are you going to attend any of these graduations? What are you planning on doing?
So my friends don't know, but on the day of the ceremony, I have a special surprise of my own.
Really? What's this? What's that? I mean, I'm sure by the time they see this podcast, the graduation will probably be over, so you can kind of spill the beans here.
Mm, I have certificates for Zachary's journey that they have been a part of. So I wanted to show my appreciation for them. So I made a certificate for Zachary's journey and I'm gonna give it to them for
That's
free.
that's great, man. That's awesome stuff, man. I like that. I like that. So you are planning to attend these things.
Mm, yeah, but I'm not gonna be a part of the ceremony per se, but
Hmm.
I'm gonna give it after the ceremony over.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Now, these friends of yours, are they people that you've known for a very long time, or people that you've just met type deal? Because I know how
Now,
you are, man. You meet people and you just make friends left and right.
shut up.
Yeah, it's not a bad thing. Is you make a lot
Mm,
of friends. You're good at making friends.
mm. One friend is a friend for 17 years,
Right.
and another is 5 to 6 years. Not, not,
Nice.
yeah.
How do you think they're going to react when you give them this gift?
Hmm. They're gonna like it.
Ah, okay. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I remember when I graduated, which was many, 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 many years ago. um, and for me, my experience was I just couldn't wait to finish school because I was one who didn't like school. I could not stand school, and I can't even really tell you why. Maybe I don't know. I don't even know why. I really don't know why. But I know
Well,
day of graduation, it just felt like. Oh my goodness, this is finally over, and I get to move on to the next phase of life. That was me though. That was me.
Well, well, to be honest, I didn't get a chance to be able to walk with my friends and attend the graduation that I went to attend. Uh, That year of my senior year, I never got a chance to walk with my friends. So, hey, I didn't like my graduation.
Oh, you
But,
didn't like your graduation,
but I,
and go ahead.
I like my graduation, but the fact that my friends wasn't there in my ceremony and stuff like that, those are people that I didn't know,
Right,
and and I would prefer to graduate with my friends,
right,
and that never was the case.
right,
And the funny thing is, because I was in the other school so much, I call up myself an alumni of that school.
right, right. So let me ask you this:
Be-
while you were in school, while you were in school, were you one who loved school? Like this was like your thing, or were you like, I'm just doing it because I have to type deal?
when I was in school in Jersey City, I loved it. I loved it because all my friends were there. And oh my, but since I had to commute, when I had to commute after the pandemic, I was like, oh shit, I had to leave everything behind. And I was like, fuck, I just want school to be over with. I don't want to go to school. I just want school to be over
Right, 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 right. What made you feel that way though?
with. I wasn't comfortable in that school.
Right.
And I talk about this in the second episode, so if you're curious, go watch the second episode and you find out more about why I didn't like the school that I graduated.
Right. Right. Yeah, man. Yeah, for me, like I said, I wasn't a big school guy. I used to get in trouble a lot when I was in school. Um,
Hmm.
but that was because I just never paid attention. I was always talking and always being a joker and disrupting class.
And people don't even notice. And
Yeah.
I don't care if they're watching, but people, I never, I almost did get a chance to walk that stage.
Why? Why? What happened?
Hmm. So I was outside, doing gym or people know as PE, right?
Hmm.
And we will always go on the field, like, and we will walk the field. And so, sometimes I like to speed a lot in
You
my
like to
chair.
what? Say it again.
Speed in my chair.
Got it.
So I was speeding at one point,
Okay.
and I hit my I hit a bump that I did hit at the chair table,
Oh man. Okay. So what happened then?
and then it took 5 to 6 people to pick me up.
Okay.
But then, but then I had a a a meeting with the the I went home obviously because I I was dizzy and I could not think of anything. But
Okay.
the next day I was in school. Every teacher was bringing up the business about me falling and made me feel like so uncomfortable. And I did not like that people were bringing it up. And I was like, in my mind, please stop talking about this. Please stop talking about this. But everybody was talking about this. And then they get a call from the, because they have phones in the school
Hmm.
and for the front desk if they need to go somewhere, they can call the classrooms so they can go wherever they need to go.
Right.
So Mr. BL, his name is Mr. BL, and
Uh-huh.
I don't care if they're watching this, but Mr. BL, they asked me if I could go to Mr. BL's class.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, okay, fine, I'll go to his office or whatever.
Hmm.
So I go to Mr. BL's class, and my 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 caseworker was there. Um, Mike Michael was and then they told me that because I was speeding and I made somebody fall with me like a PA or something like that, that they they talked bad that I made them fall. But how could I make somebody fall if I felt myself?
Right. Right.
She was trying to help me, but it was too late. I was already falling. And
Right. Right. Right.
at this point, I was so unconscious, and I did not like that the staff there was so unprofessional about it. They tried to blame me about that, and I don't want to make this podcast shaming for them, but I really did not like what the school did,
Right.
and, and I really had a bad experience with the school. And the school is Fairlawn High School in Jersey City.
Wow. So this was is this the second school that you were at, or is this the first one?
Yeah, the second school that I was at,
Okay.
and I highly do not recommend anybody to ever go there because
Man,
I really had a bad experience.
man, I apologize, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that stuff, man. That's terrible. That is terrible. Um,
And I do want to say there's there was a lot of nice people there, but some people in that school I couldn't I I was like I don't know like I you know what you know how you go to a school where there's one person that you do not want to see. There were some people like that for
right,
me.
right, 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 right. So how were you able to I guess how were you able to sustain that, or endure that, rather? That's the proper word. How were you able to endure that? Knowing that you're waking up what five times a week to go to school, um, and experience all this, but then it was also a school that you felt very uncomfortable at. How were you
It,
able to endure all of that?
if I was still able to keep in contact with the school that I was experiencing with. So I was able to talk to those teachers,
Uh-huh.
and they sat me down. Even though I was panicking, they were the ones that really pushed me to keep doing what I'm doing because I really wanted to tell my mom, you know what, I want to quit. And if I had to commute to go to school, I would do that.
Right.
I don't care if I gotta commute to this school because I really had a bad experience and I would cry every day when I come home.
Right.
And they don't know that.
Right. 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 Man. So I'm curious. I'm curious. Like, did you feel? Did you feel like you were bullied at all over there by either staff or students, or what? Like,
Most,
what exactly did you feel?
mostly the stuff.
Mostly the staff, and you did feel bullied,
Yep.
or did you feel more so like overlooked? What? Like, what? Can you explain a little bit more in depth as to what you actually felt?
I felt like based on me falling, I
Mm-hmm.
felt like it was they were trying to blame me for falling from my wheelchair and stuff like that.
Right.
They even they even had a colleague going to um what is it he was going to what is it he was going on vacation
Right.
to
Right.
and he was taking a week off of vacation. And because he was taking a week off vacation, they decided to let him go for just vacation when they told him ahead when he told them ahead of time that he would be going on this vacation.
Right.
And
Right.
I don't get these people like just because you're going on vacation doesn't mean you have to let them go.
Right. Right. Now, question, like, as far as like you personally, aside from this incident where you had fallen off your wheelchair and everything like that, were there any other incidents that were uh, just as alarming, or is was this the only one that really
And
set it off for you?
also and also I was like I like to be independent and I like to be more independent and try to be more do stuff that I was able to do on my own.
Right.
And they had like a TA or a, a person to follow you around just in case you need to support. I get that I need some support somewhere I every class that I go, I need support. I get that. But
Hmm.
to have a somebody following me around every single day makes me uncomfortable.
Right.
With the school in Jersey City, they had the support system, like the age
Hmm.
support me in the classes, but the age wouldn't have the age follow me around everywhere I go. They gave me some freedom, and they
Right.
were teaching me how to be more independent and be up more on my own. So I felt more comfortable with that school, and they were able to talk me out of to continuing this school because I told them seriously I do not like my experience with this school and I am having mental mentally breakdowns every single day because I feel not accepted, I don't feel heard, and I don't feel seen in that school.
Right. Right.
And I don't know about you, but when somebody does something for me that I know I can do, make me even more frustrated.
Right. 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 So all these things, they obviously frustrated you. They hurt you, in many ways. Um,
And they also put me in a class that was, I'm a high level person and
mhm.
I need a high level class where I had a wonderful English teacher
Right.
and I, when I was struggling with her class, she would sit me down and was like, "How can I assist you? How can I do this? How can I do that?" To learn more about my condition and not actually treat me like a little kid.
Right. 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 Right.
But
Right.
most of the staff tr- treat me like a little kid because either A, they don't know about my condition, or they're just afraid that I cannot handle stuff that I can handle.
Right. Do do you feel like you're holding on? And I'm asking you, as you know, I'm just asking, trying to pick your brain a bit. Um, do you
Okay.
feel like in this area, um, with things that's happened in the past with you and this school, do you feel like there's, uh, I guess, remnants of either unforgiveness or bitterness toward the school or the people in it from your side?
I'm not, I'm not being this, but I will never forget what happened.
Right. No, but have you been able to forgive them for maybe mistreating you in any way, or is there something that you kind of like holding on to?
I forgive them,
Okay.
but I'm not afraid to share my experience. And if I have to be blunt and share my experience, I will be. I'm that kind of person that will share my true experience. I'm not gonna say, "Oh, this school was great. This school was." Each each school has their ups and downs, but mostly I had more ups, more downs in this other school that I graduated from
Right.
than the preschool. The
Right.
preschool in Jersey City, I had my days where I did not have good days. And some days I had bad days. I had all these kind of days. But most of the time, I did not want to go to school at all. I was just going to school to finish the grade.
Right.
And, and now that I'm done, I feel peace at mind.
Right. Your screen went black for a second. Just don't know. Oh, okay. Perfect. We're back. No, that's awesome. And the reason why, I guess the reason why I ask, because sometimes, a lot of people will say that or a lot of people would encourage, that you should forgive and forget, and those two ideas are very two different. They're just two different ideas, right? You can forgive, but also remember what was done. The way you know that you've forgiven is simply by understanding that when you are reminded of the offense, it no longer hurts or it no longer stings. That's how
I
you know you've forgiven.
I just want to know. I just want to tell my viewers I'm very passionate about everything that I speak about, and
Right.
it's not me strong shade about the school or anything like that, but I will share my experience and I will share my experience with others so they know, okay, the school is not a good school, let me try somewhere else.
Right. Absolutely. And there's nothing wrong with sharing your experiences. Sharing your experiences are completely okay, and they're actually healthy. It's healthy to talk about these things, especially if there's any trauma involved, hurt involved. These things are important to let off your chest. And in your world, the way you're viewing it, it's important to try to help other people.
Yes.
And I think that's cool, and that's also a great thing that you're doing, because you're not only looking after yourself, you're looking after other people. So that's very important. That's very important. But yeah, man, that's some serious stuff. Um and unfortunately, I'm sorry that you've had to go through things like that. Like I said, um the idea of the idea of forgiveness and forgetting, they're two different things. um I believe there's a world where you can forgive and still remember what was done to you. The only thing is that now when you do remember what was done to you, it no longer affects you, and that's how you really know that you forgive it. And that's
That
how you really know that you've moved on, just because you're not stuck. You're not held by chains to this either person or this trauma that you experienced. So,
is
man, I'm proud of you because you have been there, done that, and it sounds like you're doing the work to not stay in a place that is bitter. So that's great, man.
yeah. But the bright side is I met my public speaking friend Chris to go to for that school. So hey,
That's awesome, man. That's
so
awesome.
there's always a bright side to every story.
Absolutely, man. And that's the best thing, that you can pull positivity and pull bright side out of any story if you really look hard enough. So that's awesome, man. So with that said, uh do you happen to have any like encouraging thoughts or maybe encouraging words as we come to a close here, for people or anybody who might be graduating this week or maybe next week or whenever, like anybody who may be graduating, anybody who may be attempting to move on to the next phase of their life? Do you have
It,
anything encouraging that you would like to say, or maybe, something, yeah, simply words of encouragement? Do you have that?
it might be scary to move on to the next chapter in your life. It might be terrifying to know what you're gonna do next. But talk to people around you that what you want to do in your life and find a good solution about what you want to move forward and
Right.
doing. And every school is not going to be a good school, but always remember, do not hold grudges with the staff, faculty, or the community around you.
Right.
Just be able to share your experiences, but also be positive and let that go, because you never want to hold grudges with anybody who you work with, because that only shows that you have bad intentions and you don't want anybody feeling that when they talk to you, you're only gonna talk negative about the school. There's always gonna be places where you go that you're gonna have good experiences and bad experiences.
Right. Right. That's awesome stuff, man. That's awesome stuff. I mean, I couldn't have said that any better. Um, And with that, anyone who is graduating and who is on the verge of graduating rather, whether this year,
And
this week or next week, I want to say and wish you uh, a special congratulations on my behalf and on Zachary's behalf. Um, you have made it this far, and if you've made it this far, you can continue grinding and you continue moving
and
forward, and the sky is the limit.
also congratulations to anybody graduating.
Right, right. That's awesome. But with that said, we'd like to thank you for tuning in here again on Zachary's journey. And if you haven't yet, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I'm going to continue reminding y'all hit the subscribe button. Um, but thank you for watching again. Thank you for being here with us. We appreciate and love every one of y'all. And with that said, until next time.